that is my hostel. I just dropped my stuff off. I now have exactly 19 hours in Florence. Let's go. This is the San Lorenzo market. It's conveniently located between the train station and the actual downtown, so that you are somewhat forced to walk through it. If you like fake leather and cheap souvenirs, it's a good place to go. If you don't like that, walk right on by. This city has been at the top of my list for cities to visit for years and years. So I'm pretty excited. First up, because it's very hard to avoid, is something pretty amazing, and I've never seen it before and I can't wait to see it. Let's go. This is the Santa Maria del Fiorno, but it's commonly referred to as the Il Duomo, which just means the dome, because, well, I imagine that'll be obvious in a second, because of that. Moving on for the sake of time, but I think I'll be back there. This is the Piazza della Signoria, where you have all sorts of interesting sculptures. Including the statue of David. Now, that one's not Michelangelo's original, but it is standing where the original one stood. The original is housed in a museum. Yeah, the city is stunningly beautiful, but holy crap, it's a touristy. There are so many people here. Cannot even keep track. That's cool. I think my favorite part of Florence are these arches that are like above all these and between all these tall buildings. I think I'm kind of an architecture nerd, so I'm sorry for all of the things I miss about that. Of course, this place does have good reason to be touristy. I'll show you why. That's not exactly a street, at least it's not your typical street. It is rather. It's a bridge. Okay, we had a couple of guides on how to do Florence in one day online. Yeah, I just finished those things in an hour and a half. Minus the museums, which hopefully I can get to tomorrow morning. Then the question begs itself, what is next? I don't know. I don't have an answer. See, for how much bigger the city is than Venice and like the sheer magnitude of the buildings, it's actually pretty compact. So as long as you don't have to wait in lines for museums, you can do it live with not a lot of time. This thing looks cool. Look, it looks cool. I'm gonna go in. Now I just have to seek out some food before sunset and I'll be ready to go to bed. And then have an early start tomorrow morning. And this, there you go. This is the Uffizi Museum. It is one of the greatest art galleries in the world. Has things by Michelangelo, Da Vinci, all the other big Renaissance guys. It's phenomenal. And I'm hoping I can get in. So behind me is a statue of Leonardo da Vinci. He was born in Florence, grew up here. This is where he got a lot of his inspiration from. I'm hoping I can glean just a little bit of that in, instead of years, 19 hours. One of my favorite characters in all of history. Other statues here are Dante, Machiavelli, Galileo, and more. And this is just outside of the museum, but that is for another day. Stop for food on the way to the next stop, and this is probably the best pizza I've ever had. Makes sense. So dinner was awesome. Now I have to walk up a crap ton of stairs, but it'll be worth it. This is just a rose garden on the way to where I'm going. That's the cathedral. This is the Piazzale Michelangelo. I just got something to make this even better. This will be cool. I've seen a lot of amazing things on this trip in my life. Sunset of Florence. That was something. Good morning. I like getting up early. It means you're the only one awake. Alright. Very sadly, I only have a few more hours left in Florence. I'm gonna try to make the most of it. I'm basically right back to where I began yesterday, only now there's way less people. We'll see if this works. Fuck. Dang it, okay, well. I was gonna climb that, but that's sold out too, just like everything else in this fucking city, even though I'm here. I'm very sad, but I can't be that sad because I'm here. Another thing for another time, I guess. Dang it. Oh. I wasn't dumb thinking that I could do that. At least as of last year, you could just walk up and walk in and they didn't do a reservation service. But apparently they do now. All of the museums here, like the Uffizi, are all unfortunately sold out as well. So there go all of my morning plans. I don't know. What's very frustrating to me is it's sold out, and yet look, there's nobody here. Ah! Oh, it's so frustrating. I wanted to do that so badly. My harebrained schemes don't always work out. Not always, but a lot of the time they do. You gotta give me some credit for that. It's not this time. Morning's not turning out so bad after all. Vastness soundtrack to the city. Not too many people around. Very nice. Alright, back at the hostel. Gotta get ready to go. So I checked out of the hostel. Now I have to have this thing with me for the whole day. Which normally wouldn't be so bad, but just wait.